Listen, you are being poisoned every single day. Not just your body, your mind, your spirit, your entire being, and you do not even know it. This is not about some external enemy. This is not about conspiracy. This is about what you are doing to yourself, what you are allowing into yourself, what you are feeding yourself. Every moment of every day. According to the mystic traditions of the East, all that you think you are is nothing but food. Your body is food. Your mind is food. Your soul is food. And beyond the soul, there is something which is not food. That something has no name, no self. It is utter emptiness, pure space. It contains nothing but itself. It is contentless consciousness. But until you reach that, everything you are is food. And the question is, what kind of food are you eating? Because the food you eat determines who you become, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, completely. Let me show you the 3 types of poisoned food and what awareness reveals about them. Stay with me. The first poison is physical. Your body needs physical food. Without it, it will wither away. But the question is, what are you feeding it? When you eat, you are not just ingesting calories. You are ingesting consciousness. Every living thing has a certain quality of consciousness, and when you eat it, that consciousness becomes part of you. When you kill an animal for food, something happens. The animal is not just dying peacefully, it is dying in fear, in terror, in anger. And at the moment of death, all the glands of the animal release chemicals into the body. Adrenaline, cortisol, all kinds of stress hormones. These are the chemicals of fear and rage. And when you eat that meat, you are eating those chemicals. You are eating fear. You are eating anger. You are eating violence, and it becomes part of you. Not just your body, but your mind, your consciousness. Now, even scientists agree with this. When an animal is killed, it releases all kinds of stress responses out of fear. Death is not easy. When you are killing an animal, out of fear, a great trembling happens inside. The animal wants to survive. All kinds of biological responses are released. When you are in fear, you also release stress hormones in the body. Those chemicals are helpful in one sense. They help you either to fight or to flight. Sometimes it happens in anger. You can do things which you could never have imagined you could do. You can move a rock which you could not have even lifted. But the anger is there and the chemistry shifts. In fear, people can run so fast that even trained athletes will be left behind. Just think of yourself running and somebody with a weapon behind you. You will do the best that you can do. Your whole body will be geared to function at the optimum. When you kill an animal, there is anger, there is anxiety, there is fear, there is death. All the glands of the animal release many kinds of chemicals. Hence, the modern idea is, before killing an animal, make him unconscious. Give him anesthesia. Now in modern slaughter, anesthesia is being used, but that does not make much difference. Very superficial difference. Because at the deepest core, where no anesthesia can ever reach, death has to be encountered. It may not be conscious. The animal may not be aware of what is happening, but it is happening like in a dream. He is passing through a nightmare, and to eat meat is to eat stress-laden food. This is why vegetarian cultures are historically associated with non-aggression. Eastern philosophical traditions emphasize this connection between diet and inner peace. You can test this yourself. Eat something and watch what happens to your mind. Eat meat and watch. Eat vegetables and watch. Keep notes. You will be aware and surprised that each thing that you digest is not only physical, it has a psychological part to it. It makes your mind vulnerable to certain ideas, to certain desires, to certain emotions. Hence, down the ages, there has been a search for a kind of food that will not strengthen the mind but help it to dissolve. Food that will strengthen meditation. No mind. And no fixed rules can be given because people are different. Each one has to decide for himself. And watch what you allow into your body. So the first teaching is simple. Avoid anything that is poisoned on the physical plane. Choose your food consciously, not just for the body, but for the consciousness. Good. Now let me tell you about the second poison, the poison of the mind. This is far more dangerous than physical poison because it is more subtle, more hidden, more deeply rooted. Your mind consists of memories, thoughts, desires, jealousies, power, trips, and 1,000 other things. This is also food on a more subtle plane. Thought is food. Hence, when you have nourishing thoughts, your chest expands. You feel energized. Somebody says something good about you, a compliment, and look what happens. You feel lifted, energized, expanded, and somebody says something negative about you, and watch as if something has been snatched away. You feel deflated, less than you were before. This is because the mind feeds on attention, on validation, on recognition. Mind is food in subtle form. Mind is nothing but the inner side of the body. Hence, what you eat affects your mind. If you eat non-vegetarian food, you will have a different kind of mind. If you eat vegetarian food, you will have a different kind of mind. But now we are talking about something even more subtle, the food of the mind itself, and you are constantly feeding it, not just with what others say, but with what you read, what you watch, what you listen to. People are completely unaware of this. They go on reading everything, anything. They go on watching TV, any silly, stupid thing. They go on listening to the radio. They go on chattering with people, and they are all putting rubbish into each other's heads. Because rubbish is all they have. Watch yourself for one day. Watch what you allow into your mind. How much of it is necessary? How much of it is nourishing? How much of it is pure poison? You will be shocked. Most of what enters your mind is garbage, useless information, other people's opinions, trivial gossip, manufactured drama, and you consume it all as if you are starving. But you are not starving for this rubbish. You are starving for silence, for space, for emptiness. And instead of creating that space, you fill it with noise. Avoid such situations in which you are unnecessarily burdened by rubbish. You have already too much as it is. You have to unburden yourself, and you go on collecting more as if it is something precious. I once lived next to a man who was very much interested in newspapers. Every day he would come to collect all my newspapers. One time I was away for 10 days. When I returned, he came to collect the newspapers. I told him, "But these are 10 days old." He said, "What does it matter? It is the same rubbish, only the dates change." It must have been a very sane moment in that man's life. Yes, there are sane moments in so-called insane people's lives, and vice versa. He was speaking the truth. It is the same old nonsense. What does it matter? I asked him what he did for those 10 days. He said, "I was reading the old newspapers. I was reading them again and again and again. I have time and I have to remain occupied." This is what people do. They consume the same poison over and over, different packaging, different labels, but the same content, the same emptiness, the same distraction, but people are addicted to it. They need to remain occupied, and occupation is poison, because when you are occupied, you are not present. You are somewhere else, in the past, in the future, in someone else's story, but never here, never now. So the teaching is simple. Talk less. Listen only to the essential. Be telegraphic in talking and listening. If you talk less, if you listen less, slowly, slowly you will see a cleanliness, a feeling of purity, as if you had just taken a bath, will start arising within you. That becomes a necessary condition for meditation to arise. Do not go on reading all kinds of nonsense. Choose carefully what enters your mind. Protect your inner space. Guard it, because that space is sacred. That space is where transformation happens. Do not pollute it with garbage. Leave a few gaps in your mind. Unoccupied spaces, empty moments. Those moments of unoccupied consciousness are the first glimpses of meditation, the first penetrations of the beyond, the first flashes of no mind. Now let me tell you something important about ideology. This is also mental poison, perhaps the most dangerous kind. If you think you are a Hindu, you are poisoned. If you think you are a Muslim, you are poisoned. If you think you are a Christian, a Buddhist, a Jain, you are poisoned. And you have been poisoned so slowly, so subtly, that you have become attuned to it. You are addicted to it. You have been spoon-fed from the very first day. From your mother's breast, you have been poisoned. All conditioning is poison. To think of yourself as a Hindu is to think against humanity. To think of yourself as German, as Chinese, as American is to think against humanity. It is to think in terms of enmity, not friendship. Think only as a human being. If you have any intelligence, think of yourself only as a simple human being. And if your intelligence grows a little more, you will drop even the adjective human. You will think of yourself only as a being. And being includes all. The trees, the mountains, the rivers, the stars, the birds, the animals, everything. Become bigger, become vast. Why are you living in tunnels? Why are you creeping into small dark holes? You think you are living in great ideological systems. You are not, because no idea is ever great enough to contain a human being. Beinghood cannot be contained by any concept. All concepts cripple. All concepts paralyze. Do not be a Catholic. Do not be a communist. Just be a human being. These are all poisons. These are all prejudices. And down the ages, you have been hypnotized into these prejudices. They have become part of your blood, your bones, your very marrow. You will have to be very alert to get rid of all this poison. Now understand something important. Your body is not as poisoned as your mind. The body is a simple phenomenon. It can be easily cleaned. If you have been eating non-vegetarian food, it can be stopped. It is not such a big deal. And within 3 months, your body will be completely free of all the chemical residues. It is simple. Physiology is not very complicated. But the problem arises with psychology. A Jain monk never eats any poisoned food, never eats anything non-vegetarian. But his mind is so polluted, so poisoned with Jainism, as nobody else is. The real freedom is freedom from ideology. Can you simply live without any ideology? Is ideology needed? Why is ideology needed so much? It is needed because it helps you remain stupid. It is needed because it helps you remain unintelligent. It is needed because it supplies you with ready-made answers, and you need not find them on your own. The real man of intelligence will not cling to any ideology. He will not carry the load of ready-made answers. He knows he has intelligence enough. So whatever situation arises, he will be able to respond to it. Why carry unnecessary loads from the past? What is the point? And in fact, the more you carry from the past, the less you will be able to respond to the present. Because the present is not a repetition of the past. It is always new, always fresh, always growing, always exploding into new adventures. Your old ready-made answers are not going to help you. In fact, they will hinder you. They will not allow you to see the new situation. The situation will be new and the answer will be old. That is why you look so stupid in life. But to remain stupid seems cheaper. To be intelligent requires effort. To be intelligent means you have to grow, and growth is painful. To be intelligent means you have to be continuously alert, aware. You cannot fall asleep. You cannot live like a sleepwalker. And to be intelligent has a few more dangers too. To be intelligent is very difficult because you have to live with stupid crowds. To live with blind people and have eyes is a dangerous situation. They are bound to destroy your eyes. They cannot tolerate you. You are an offense. Hence, Jesus is crucified. Socrates is poisoned. Mansur is killed. These were the most intelligent people who ever walked on the earth. And look how we behaved with them. Why? Why does a man of Socrates' intelligence have to be killed? He became intolerable. His presence became an offense. To look into his eyes meant to look into a mirror. And we are so ugly that rather than accepting that we are ugly, the easier course is to destroy the mirror and forget all about your ugliness and start living in the old dream again that you are beautiful. We destroyed Socrates because he was a mirror. Hence, people have decided it is better to remain mediocre. It is better to remain unintelligent. Just the other day, I was reading a report. Psychologists in England have discovered that by the time politicians reach the highest posts, their intelligence is already withering away. Just think of it. Before becoming a prime minister, your intelligence is already dying. Those psychologists have warned the world that this is dangerous. People who have gone beyond 60, 70, 80, they become prime ministers, presidents. This is dangerous for the world because they have so much power and so little intelligence left. But those psychologists are not aware of another thing. In fact, people choose them to be prime ministers and presidents because they are no longer intelligent. People do not like intelligent persons. People like people who look like them, who are like them. They feel comfortable, not strange. Intelligent people will be strangers. I cannot think of any country that would choose Socrates to be the prime minister. Impossible. He is so different. His approach to life is so different. His insight is so deep. No country can afford him. No country can be so courageous because he will bring chaos. He will start changing everything because everything needs to be changed. This rotten society has to be destroyed completely. Only then can a new society be created. Renovation is not going to help. We have been renovating the same old ruins for centuries. No more renovations. No more whitewashing. All that is needed is demolition. And let us create something new. A new society, a new human being, a new mind, a new consciousness. People choose dull, dead persons in power because they can be safe with them. They will not change anything. They will keep everything intact. Their whole effort will be how to stop change. Countries choose mediocre people in power because they will save their traditions, their conventions, their prejudices. They will protect their poisons. They will strengthen them instead of destroying them. But if you change your poisoned food, you will be surprised. A new intelligence will be released in you. And this new intelligence will make it possible not to go on stuffing yourself with nonsense. This new intelligence will make you capable of dropping the past and its memories, of dropping unnecessary desires, dreams, of dropping jealousies, angers, traumas, of dropping all kinds of psychological wounds. If intelligence is released in you, you will be able to do all that is needed. You will be able to heal your own wounds. You will be able to see your own traumas. My whole effort here is to help you release the energy called intelligence. If intelligence is released, you are healed. If love and intelligence are released, you are healed. I am not so much a religious person. I am not a saint. I have nothing to do with spirituality in the traditional sense. All those categories are irrelevant about me. You cannot categorize me. You cannot pigeonhole me. But one thing can be said. My whole effort is to help you release the energy called intelligence, called love. If that energy is released, you are healed. Now let me tell you about the most dangerous poison of all. The third poison, spiritual poison. This is the poison of the ego, of the self. That is what the self is. Poisoned food on the spiritual plane. The self needs continuous attention. It feeds on attention. Attention is its food. It is not only the politician who hankers for attention. More and more attention from more and more people. Your so-called saints are doing the same. There is no difference between saints and politicians and actors. No difference at all. Their basic need is the same, attention. More people should pay attention to me. More people should look up to me. That becomes food for the ego. And that is the subtlest kind of poison. These three things are implied in this teaching. Abandon poisoned food, physical, psychological, spiritual. Let your physiological body be pure of all toxins. Let your mind be unburdened from all kinds of rubbish. And let your soul be free from the idea of self. When the soul is free from the idea of I, you have arrived at that inner space called no self. Anatta, that is freedom. That is nirvana. That is enlightenment. You have come home. Now there is nowhere to go. Now you can settle, rest, relax. Now you can enjoy the millions of joys that are being showered upon you by existence. And when these three poison foods are dropped, you become empty. But this emptiness is not a negative kind of emptiness. You are empty in the sense that all poisons, all contents are gone. But you are full, full with something which cannot be named, full with something which devotees call God. But Atisha, the Buddhist master, cannot use that word. He is not a devotee. He cannot call it by any word. He remains completely silent about it. He says, drop this, drop this, drop this. And then whatsoever remains is you. Really you, your true nature, your original face. Now let me tell you Atisa's second teaching. And it is a direct consequence of dropping all three poisons. Do not be consistent. Have you ever heard anything like that? Do not be consistent. When you hear this for the first time, you will think there has been some mistake, because your so-called saints have been telling you just the opposite. Be consistent. But here is where Atisa's wisdom is superb. He says, do not be consistent. Why? Because consistency is the poison of the past disguised as virtue. What is consistency? Consistency means living according to the past. With what will you be consistent? If you want to be consistent, you can have only one reference, the past. To be consistent means to live according to the past. And to live according to the past is not to live at all. To live according to the past is to be dead. Then your life will be just a repetition. To be consistent means that you have already decided that now there is no more to life, that you have already come to a full stop, that you do not allow life to have anything new to give to you, that you have closed your doors. The sun will rise, but you will not allow its rays to enter your room. The flowers will bloom, but you will remain unaware of their fragrance. The moons will come and go, but you will remain stagnant. You have stopped being a river. A river cannot be consistent. Only a pond can be consistent because it is non-flowing. The flow, by its very nature, has to be inconsistent because it has to face new situations, new challenges. New spaces are constantly coming up. It has to respond spontaneously, not according to the past. The consistent man is a logical man. His life is one-dimensional. He lives automatically. He follows logic. If anything goes against logic, he simply avoids seeing it. He pretends as if it is not there because it is so disturbing to his logic. And the logical man is the poorest man in the world, because life consists not only of logic but of love too. And love is illogical. Only a very small part of life is logical. The superficial part. The deeper you go, the more you move into the illogical. Or, to be more accurate, the supralogical. Logic is good in the marketplace, but not in the temple. not in the mosque, not in the church. Logic is good in the office, in the shop, in the factory. Logic is not good when you are with your friends, with your beloved, with your children. Logic is good when you are dealing in a business-like way. But business is not life. There is something far more valuable in life than any business. Allow that too. A professor of philosophy went to a doctor and asked for advice on how to improve his intimate life. "You seem to be in good physical condition," said the doctor after an examination. "Run 10 miles a day, every day for 7 days, then phone me." A week later, the professor telephoned. "Well," said the physician, "has the running helped?" "I do not know," said the professor. "I am 70 miles from home now." This is the way a logical mind functions. It is one-dimensional. Life is multidimensional. Do not confine it. Do not make it linear. Do not live like a line. Live the multiple dimensions of it. And then you cannot be consistent. Because life is paradoxical. One moment it is joy. The next moment it is sadness. If you are very consistent, then you have to go on smiling, whether your heart is crying or smiling. That does not matter. You have to be consistent. Life consists of sadness too. And sadness is also beautiful. It has its own depth, its own delicacy. Do not deny it. Do not suppress it. Live it. When joy comes, dance. When sadness comes, sit silently. Be with it. Do not run from it. Do not cover it with false smiles. Just be authentic, real, true to what is happening in this moment. That is inconsistency, and that is freedom. Because when you are not carrying the past, when you are not projecting the future, when you are simply here now, responding to what is, you are alive, truly alive. And that aliveness is what we are searching for. Not some dead consistency, not some mechanical repetition, but a vibrant, pulsating, ever-changing aliveness. This is what it means to live without poison. When you stop eating physical poison, your body becomes lighter. You feel more energy, more clarity, and your consciousness shifts. You become more sensitive, more aware, more present. You start noticing things you never noticed before. Life becomes more vivid, more real, more alive. And when you stop eating mental poison, something even more profound happens. Your mind becomes quiet, not dead, not dull, but quiet, like a still pond, clear, transparent, reflective. You can see reality as it is, not through the filter of conditioning, not through the lens of ideology, but directly, immediately, truly. And this direct seeing is meditation. This is what meditation is. Not some technique, not some practice, but this seeing reality as it is, without the poison of thoughts, without the poison of beliefs, just pure seeing. And in that seeing, you are free, free from the past, free from the future, free from yourself, because the self is also poison, the greatest poison of all. This is what I mean when I speak about no self. Not that you disappear, but that the false you disappears, the constructed you, the conditioned you, the poisoned you, and what remains is the real you, the original you, the unconditioned you. And that you is vast, limitless, infinite. This is the freedom that comes from dropping all three poisons. And it begins with awareness, simple awareness of what you are eating, what you are thinking, who you think you are. Just this awareness, nothing more. Just watch. Be aware, be present, and let the awareness do its work. Because awareness is transformative. Awareness turns poison into medicine, turns darkness into light, turns unconsciousness into consciousness. This is the greatest secret, not something you have to achieve, but something you have to allow, not something you have to become, but something you have to stop preventing, because you already are that. You already are free. You already are conscious. You have just forgotten. You have covered it with poisons, layer upon layer, physical poison, mental poison, spiritual poison. And now you think the poisons are you, but they are not. You are beyond all that, deeper than all that. And the moment you see this, everything changes, not gradually, but suddenly, like a light switch. One moment you are in darkness, the next moment, light. One moment you are asleep, the next moment, awake. This is what I call enlightenment. Not some achievement, but recognition, simple recognition of what you already are. And this recognition comes through awareness. So the teaching is very simple. Be aware of what you are eating physically, mentally, spiritually, and be inconsistent. Do not live from the past. Live from the present. Do not follow the old. Respond to the new. Do not be a machine. Be alive. Be spontaneous. Be free. This is the whole teaching, and it is available to you right now, not someday, not tomorrow, but now, in this moment. Just watch. Just be aware. Just be present. You are being poisoned every day, but you can stop right now. Stop eating poison. Stop living mechanically. Start being aware. Start living spontaneously. And in that awareness, in that presence, you are free. This is not medical advice. This is about consciousness, about awareness, about freedom. Take it. Live it, and you will know what it means to be truly alive. Beyond all poisons, beyond all consistency, beyond all limitations, just consciousness, just awareness, just being pure, simple, free. This is the truth. This is your freedom. Now,